Now, don't get me wrong. This is not OSF St. Francis Hospital in Peoria's fault, that bill. In fact, I consider them to be one of the finest hospitals in the area. And I want to give a special shout out to Jenny and her staff and crew, her nurses, RNs, and techs, for the fine job they did when I was in the hospital there for that month between November 15th and December 16th or so. I had a room right about there, you know, and yeah, part of my entertainment was listening to the helicopters come and go. Normally it was in the daytime, but like, occasionally they'd have a hot run in at night and might wake you up. I had a hard time sleeping anyway, but anyway, no, this is not OSF's fault. This is my insurance company's fault. And my fault. I work for Caterpillar. And I've got 25 years and 2 days in. The irony. Let's see if I can find a pig. No, of course. That ain't gonna work. Duh. I need something bigger, guys. Something bigger. And a little farther back, too, guys. Anyway, I just wanted to show you a picture of the building I work in, and that ain't gonna work out. Anyway, no, 25 years, 2 days. They've got good medical coverage as long as you pay your premiums. And my premiums were about $90 a month. Normally they come out of my paycheck, so I didn't even give it a thought. But, of course, when I went in the hospital, no paycheck, no payments. And the first month I was in the hospital was rough. It was seriously touch and go. And in a later later update, I'll start expanding on what all went on, the timeline, me in that hospital. I was in OSF for 6 weeks. The first few were pretty rough. And then six weeks in the hospital, and then 4 weeks in a nursing home. And I'm not going to give them a plug or a mention because while it was okay, it wasn't so much a fine time. Let's put it. It was okay though. And then I went home. You know, the reason I was in the nursing home was I was getting IV antibiotics. So, you know, I had to have a nurse give me antibiotics every 8 hours, you know, a bag of antibiotics every 8 hours. And I also had a drain tube in, so I had to have somebody to maintain that. First time in the hospital and then the nursing home, I had a drain tube in my front. No matter about my, about my belly button. And, you know, I seemed okay when I left, you know, when I got off the IVs and they put me on the big giant horse pills. Get you a pill and show you. I call them big giant horse pills and everybody laughs at me because they've got a name. But, let's see. Like I said, big giant horse pills. That's amoxicillin. It's also known as, I don't know, anyway. 2 a day. And so I went home, 2 a day of those. And no, at that time it was only 1 a day. No, I don't remember. Anyway. But it turns out there was another infection growing in me. Down by my bladder. And 2 weeks and 2 days in, I was pretty miserable. I'll give you the details later. And so I went back in the hospital. And I'll pick that up on the next update.